So in this question we have to establish relationship between the radius of atom and the radius of octahedral voids. So first we have to understand the question. This is closed packed structure and we know that in FCC it forms closed packed structure. So if we make the unit cell, cubic unit cell with FCC arrangement, face centered arrangements, then in the void section we have studied that void forms when atoms comes from face, and I have already told you that in crystal all atoms are in contact with each other, all atoms touch each other. So this is our unit cell. So how voids will form, that one atom is present at this face. So if we draw, this atom is representing that it is present at this face. And one atom is present at this face. So it will look like this and it should touch each other. So I have to increase the size of this constituent particles. So this is constituent particles at this point. Now next constituent particle is at this face. So it is touching this constituent particle. So this constituent particle is present at this face and this constituent particle is present at this face. One constituent particle will be from upside, that is upside face, and one constituent particle will be from downside face. So total 4 face we have used till now. One face this side, another face this side, one face from this downside, one face upside. Now we have front face and back face. So if we come to back face, I am representing this back face by this white color. This one is present at the back face and one constituent particle is present at the front face. So front face constituent particle will look little bigger. So this one is front face. Actually this one is 3-dimensional structure. We are converting this 3-dimensional structure into 2-dimensional structure. So it is face centered. So constituent particles will be present at the corners as well as, and these are in touch with each other, corner as well as face. So all the 8 corners and all the face. So this is the arrangement of constituent particles. To understand it, so we have to establish the relationship between this octahedral void's radius of this octahedral void and the radius of atom. This radius of atom, suppose RA, and this is radius of octahedral voids RB. So we have to establish relationship between RA and RB. To understand this, we have to use model. So to understand this, we'll see again the unit cell. You have to compare with this structure. This is the 3D model. So constituent particles are present all the faces, this face, this face, this face, this face, and this face. For all the 6 faces. This is whole unit cell, this one is whole unit cell, and constituent particles are present on this face, upside, downside, back and front. So they will are in touch with each other like this. So when they will come in touch with each other, it will result in formation of octahedral voids like this. You can see this ball is coming from this side face, you can see this ball is coming from this side face, this ball is coming from this side face, this one is ball from front side face, and this ball is from backside face and this ball is from upside face. So when they will touch each other, then at the center here there will be formation of octahedral voids like this. So we have to find a relationship between the radius of this constituent particle and the radius of the octahedral voids formed inside this structure. So hope you have understood what we have to calculate. Now we start our calculation. So in this structure, we have simplified the structure. We have taken only the constituent particles of this phase, and this octahedral voids. This one is constituent particle in FCC, and we know that in constituent particle, when constituent particles are present on the phase, then half part of phase remains outside the cell and half part remains inside the cell, because contribution of constituent particle inside the cell at phase is 1/2, means half atom will be inside and half atom will be outside. So from here, this is constituent particle, and this one is octahedral voids. This is our octahedral voids, and this one is again constituent particle. This is also constituent particle, and this is octahedral void. So from here we can mathematically see that this radius RA, radius of this constituent particle, plus diameter of the octahedral voids, that is 2RB, plus radius of this constituent particles RA. And we know that in the model we can see this is our unit cell, and in this unit cell one constituent particle is present here, one is here, and this is our octahedral voids. So if we add this whole length from here to here, this length and this length from here to here will be same. The distance between this point and this point will be same as between this point and this point. This length will be same because both faces are parallel, and between the parallel lines distance remains constant. So distance between these 2 points and these 2 points will remain same, and this is edge length. So we can write this equals to A. So from here we can write 2RA plus 2RB will be equals to A. This is the first lesson we have established. Now if we look at the arrangement of one phase means this phase only. If we look at the arrangement of this phase only, constituent particles are present here on the face, on the corners, at all the 4 corners and on the face. I have represented this in this diagram, 2-dimensional diagram, but these 2 constituent particles are not relevant for us, so I have represented this by dotted line. We have to consider only this part, and from this part we can see the relationship between RA and edge length. Already we have done previously, but for just a recap, we can see here that 4RA, this one is 4RA diagonal, this diagonal will be RA plus 2RA plus RA, 2 plus 1 3 plus 1 4RA. 4RA will be equals to under root square of this side A square plus square of this side A square, and this will be equal to under root 2A square. Square root of A square will be A, so we can write here equals to root 2A. From here we can write RA equals to root 2a divided by 4, and from here we know that we can write 4 equals to 2 into 2, and 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. From here root 2 will cancel out, and this will be equal to a divided by 2 root 2. So radius of constituent, relationship between the radius of atom and edge length is Ra equals to a by 2 root 2. We have this relationship. So from this we can write 2Ra equals to 2 into 2Ra equals to 2 into, and this a by 2 root 2. This 2 will cancel out, and we'll have a divided by root 2. So Ra we have established. If we write here 2Ra, then from this relationship Ra is equal to a by 2 root 2. So 2Ra will be equal to 2 into, and value of Ra is a by 2 root 2. This 2 will cancel out. So 2Ra will be equal to a by root 2. So now we have this relationship, 2Ra value. If we go to our previous calculation, then we'll see we have Ra 2Ra plus 2Ra plus 2Rb equals to a. So from here 2Rb will be equals to a minus 2Ra, and 2Ra we have determined here a by root 2. So a minus a by root 2. From here Rb will be equals to, a will take here common, so 1 minus 1 by root 2 divided by 2 in Rb. So from here Rb divided by Ra, we can write value of Rb is a 1 minus 1 by root 2 divided by 2, and value of Ra is a by 2 root 2. So a, and here we will write 2 root 2. So 2 cancel out here, and a will cancel out here. From here on calculation this value will come 0.414. So this is the relation between, where Rb is what? Rb is radius of octahedral voids. Rb is radius of octahedral voids. And Ra is radius of atom. Radius of atom or radius of constituent particles.